Hi, I'm Jordan from Kettner Creative. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up and connect the Yamaha AG06 Audio Mixer. This audio mixer is perfect for live streaming, small events, and home recording as well. If you're looking for pricing or specs for anything that we cover in this video, we're going to plug all types of different pieces of equipment into this audio mixer to show you how to use it. If you are looking for pricing on cable or stands or microphones or anything like that, we do have pricing down in the description below with current up-to-date specs and availability at a variety of online retailers. So let's get started with this audio mixer. First of all, on the back of the audio mixer here, you can see that it has a USB connector. It's a printer cable. It's a USB type B here. I'm just going to unplug it so you can see that there. So if you're connecting to a newer computer, you'll need a USB-B to USB-C cable. Otherwise, you need a USB-B to USB-A cable. We do have links again if you're looking for the right cable down in the description below. Now your computer will power this audio mixer perfectly fine and everything will work on it. The one issue is if you're recording with an iPad or if you're using this audio mixer with an iPad, then you do need to connect the external power supply and you need to provide your own cable and power block and everything like that to externally power this mixer. And then this USB cable here would just be providing signal to your iPad. The iPad cannot power this on its own. So we'll put this back on the table here. You can see here's the power button. You don't want to be turning this on and off a whole bunch of times because there is software inside of it. So if you do turn this audio mixer off, just know that you do have to wait 6 to 10 seconds before you want to turn it back on. Otherwise, the software won't be fully reset and ready for you. If you do want to factory reset this when you set it up, you just hold the compressor button here as you turn it on. Count to 5 or something like that. Then release the compressor button and that will reset all the settings inside of it. So we're fully reset right now. Now I'm just going to turn all the knobs down, make sure none of the buttons are pressed, so we know that we're starting with a brand new mixer here. I'm going to talk about this 2PC section here first. You do have a couple different options with the USB output of this mixer, the section that takes everything from here to your PC, or Mac, or iPad, or whatever you're doing. The first option is this dry channels 1 and 2. This will send 2 channels to your recording device. In my case, it's a laptop, and that's these first 2 channels. So in that case, you can think of this as an audio interface, like the Scarlett 2i2 or something like that. You can basically ignore everything else, and if you're in this dry 1-2 mode, it'll ignore the effects and the compression and everything and just send the raw XLR outputs or inputs into this mixer straight on through to your computer so you can process it. This is what I recommend if you're doing any type of like professional recording. You generally don't want to add compression or EQ from the mixer. You want to be able to change that later, because if you add something like a compressor or EQ, you can never undo that after the fact. So if you are recording, the dry channel 1-2 will just get the raw recording into your computer, and that's a really good option. The next option here, the middle option, is input mix. What that will do is it will take all the inputs here from the mixer and it'll send it to your computer as a stereo mix. So then you can think of this as an audio mixer, but when it's in dry channel 1-2, you'd think of this more as a typical audio interface. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of a hybrid device here. The last mode is something super cool, is a loopback mode. So this would allow you to do something like send audio from your computer. Say you have iTunes open, or if you're doing a live stream, you can be showing like a video on your computer. You can run that through the audio mixer, through the USB volume knob here, and then you can send that back out with the new signal. So you're playing a video or playing a sound file off your laptop, it comes through the mixer, it gets mixed, and then you can send it back through the USB cable to OBS or something that's listening for it, and you can broadcast that to your live stream. So that's a super cool feature, definitely underrated. Not a lot of mixers in this price range have a feature like that. Super cool, definitely highly recommend that. For the purposes of this video today, I'm not going to use loopback just because we have so much recording going on my computer right now, trying to screen capture as we're going. So I'm going to do the input mix here, and that will just send everything that we're working on to the recording on the computer. Next, let's talk about the outputs on this mixer. You do have a whole bunch of different options here. You can use the stereo outputs here. For me, I would use a balanced 1/4 inch to XLR adapter. Say you're doing a small event like a wedding. This is what I would do to connect to my powered speakers. I would connect this cable, so this is balanced. You can see that there's 2 rings there, so it's tip, ring, and sleeve. You can connect that to the stereo output. That'll convert it to XLR for you, and then you can send that out 100 feet to your speakers at a wedding or something like that. That's how I'd use this in a live event setting. If you're using this in a studio or streaming setting, you can use your monitor outputs here or headphones. Notably, there are 2 headphone jacks. There's the 1/4 inch jack up here, and there's a headset input down here. If you plug something into the headset input down here, it will kill the 1/4 inch headphone jack, just so you know. They're both, as far as I can tell, the same volume, but you can only do one at a time. A lot of people do want to know if this is strong enough to power a set of 250 ohm headphones, and it is. I use the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pros, and the headphone amp that's built into this is plenty powerful enough to power these in in every use case that I have when I'm using this audio mixer. So that's good there. Now, a couple more things about the outputs. You do get independent control of your headphones here and your studio monitors, but you do not get independent volume control of your stereo outputs. That's if you're using this in a small live event or something like that, it will just auto sum your mix for you. You don't get a main master level for that stereo output there, so just be aware of that. If you're recording something like vocals or guitar, actually guitar is a better example. If you're recording electric guitar that you have mic'd up, and you have that microphone plugged into one of these inputs, you can choose to mute that from the monitors. That way you don't get feedback. You don't want to hear the microphone coming through it, and you can hear your guitar amp plenty loud enough because it's typically right beside you if you're doing a recording like that. So that monitor mute channel 1, 2, that's when I would use that. But other than that, if you're using headphones, just leave it wide open and you'll be happy with that. So I'm going to put my headphones on now. In this video, we're going to connect 2 different types of microphones. We have the Audio-Technica AT2020, which is a condenser microphone, and we have the Shure SM58, which is a dynamic microphone. Both of these are currently priced very similarly. Again, we do have some links down in the description below for current pricing on either one of these, but these are extremely popular microphones for this type of setup. So we're going to connect this XLR cable to the audio mixer. Now you're going to see here, if we turn up the gain, that nothing moves. There's no activity on the meter there. And that's because it's a condenser microphone. So it needs 48 volts of phantom power in order to turn on. It's not like this microphone will sound bad without phantom power. It just won't turn on and won't work for you at all. So we're going to hit that plus 48 volts button there to turn the microphone on. We don't need the pad. I should have covered this at the beginning, but these are combi inputs. You can see that I plugged an XLR cable into the jack here. You can also plug in a 1/4 inch cable if you wish as well. So it'll accept either one, but for this video, we're just going to use XLR. The phantom power does only work on the XLR cable. It does not work on any 1/4 inch jack. So if you have a condenser microphone with a 1/4 inch jack, this won't work for you. You'll need another solution. It's pretty rare that you'll find a microphone like that. Okay, so now we can get to setting the gain on this microphone. So I'm going to turn my headphone volume up to 50% so I can hear what I'm doing. So to set the gain, we start with the level. We're going to turn the level all the way up to that thicker line there, which is 8 out of 10. That's the best spot to start with it. That's known as 0 or unity. And then we can increase the gain from there. When we increase the gain, we're going to start to look over at this meter here. You're going to see on this meter that both sides, the light on both sides is moving. If you have this in dry channel 1, 2, I'm going to switch it now. If it's on dry channel 1, 2, it's going to send microphone 1 to the left side and microphone 2 to the right side. Again, dry. It's going to ignore these compression and effects, which we'll discuss in a minute. For this video, we're going to go back to the input mix because we want to send the whole mix of what we're doing to the recording so you can hear it. So we're going to increase the gain here. As we increase the gain, we're waiting to see until it peaks. Once it peaks, we can see here that it's peaking at about 8.5 out of 10. I like to back it up a stop and a half or 2 full stops. So we'll go back half and then another full one. And that's where I would set my gain. We don't have a very accurate meter here, but I found that by going back a step and a half or 2 steps, and I'll discuss which one I would use when, you just have to estimate that because this meter is not super accurate. If we look over in Logic right now, we can see that we're peaking at about -7, which is probably more than I would like to be peaking. But since this is a streaming mixer and a lot of people use this audio mixer for live streaming, you generally have to keep that number pretty close to 0. If I was doing a studio recording, then I'd be targeting somewhere between -12 and -18. Anything live, I try to keep it between -6 and -12. If you're at that -12 to -18 mark, your online guests will complain that you are a bit loud. So anyway, we're pretending that we're live streaming right now. You can see that on the meter here in Logic that I am at about -5.3, which is fine, as long as we don't get too close to 0. Now, if you do want to prevent getting too close to 0, you can open up the Yamaha AG app here that comes with the software. You can change it to be expert mode. It'll ask if you're sure you want to do that. And then you open up this menu here. Here's where you can control your compressor. So if we go back to the mixer here, and we turn this compressor and EQ on, and now you can look over at the computer and this compressor setting window opens up if you have the app installed. You can download this app from the Yamaha website. So first of all, you'll want to check your threshold. -24 is pretty good. You can control how much makeup gain you're adding to the channel, and you can change the compression ratio. Another option that we have with this compressor EQ button here is it does open up the EQ. So say you want to do a 400 Hertz cut, you can lower it like this, and you can change the width to scoop out the low mids a little bit. If you do want more clarity, you can bump up that kind of 2.5K range if you want. And if you're getting lost in all of this, you can always go back to the load default section. Another option that we have, I'm going to turn the compressor and EQ off, is you have effects. I'm going to turn that on now. Now you can hear that we have a reverb effect. On the right hand side of the software in the Yamaha software, you can control the reverb effect. There are 3 presets here. There's hall, there's room, which is a bit tighter, and there's stage, which is somewhere in the middle, or you can go back to the default. You can play with all these knobs to change it to your liking, but I'll just leave it at that for now. You can turn the effect off. So that's how you'd set up a condenser microphone with the Yamaha AG06. Now you can plug 2 dynamic microphones into this audio mixer, no problem, but you can only plug 1 condenser microphone into this audio mixer because as you can see here, there's only one 48 volts of phantom power option. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to record a 2-person podcast or something like that, you can't use 2 condenser microphones. But now we're going to show you how to connect a dynamic microphone. So I'm going to turn the 48 volts and turn this microphone off. Okay, so now we can connect the Shure SM58, which is a dynamic microphone. So we just connect it. It's coming in at mic level, so we don't need a pad. And if you are plugging an electric guitar straight into this audio mixer, do press down that guitar button. So just like the previous microphone, we can bring the level all the way up to that 8 out of 10 mark where there's a thicker line there, and then we can increase the gain. So we're going to increase the gain all the way until it peaks. You can see here that this microphone just peaks at 10, so we'll come down to about 8.5. Again, if you look over in Logic now, you'll see that we're peaking at about -11, which is a really good spot to be recording a recording like this. But if you're doing a live stream, you might want to cheat that up just a little bit to be closer to something like -6. So if you open up the Yamaha AG software, again, you can turn on effects like we had previously. It'll use the same effect engine as the other channel that we had set up. But on this channel here, you'll notice that we do have a new button for amp sim. That will use this guitar amp simulator. It works for the 1/4-inch input or the XLR input. I'm just going to turn my headphones down, and then we can turn that amp sim on, so you can hear that it is just a guitar. It's like running a microphone through a guitar amp if you want this. A lot of people would use this for their electric guitar sim, but it's an option that you have. I just changed it to low gain. We can change it back to high gain. So that's one option for you. It's not the best amp sim in the world. I'm just going to turn it off. It's not the best amp sim in the world, but it does work for those who are looking for a cheap way to plug their electric guitar into their audio mixer and get some distortion out of it, or quickly do a recording or something like that. So we have the Shure SM58 coming in through this channel that you're hearing now. Now we have a set of 1/4-inch inputs here that are line level inputs. You do have a pad that's built into it, so if you do have a really powerful input, you can bring it down as well. So you could use this for plugging something like your phone into your audio mixer. For me, I use this Lightning to headphone jack adapter. I always use the official one from Apple. So I have that, and then I use a cable like this whenever I'm connecting my phone to an audio mixer. What this cable does is it goes from a headphone jack cable, so 1/8-inch cable, and it goes all the way into 2 1/4-inch cables here. So if there's red on one, that's always the right. So red is right. You can connect that to the audio mixer. And then connect the headphone jack to the phone. Then you play some music, and I can turn it up. So that's how that works. The channel beside it where it has the picture of the CD player, that works exactly the same, except it uses a headphone jack to RCA cable, so that's an option for you as well. If you're connecting something like a soundboard, or if you do need another device plugged into this as well, you can use this aux input. The only difference with the aux input compared to what I just did is that you have no volume control on the audio mixer. So you do need to set your volume on the device itself. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to plug the same adapter into our phone here, to a headphone jack cable or aux cable. Plug that into the audio mixer. And you can see here that there's no volume knob for this input. So you have to control it with the volume on your phone. That's the only difference. So you can come all the way down just using the control on the phone and turn it back up. So that's another option for you as well. I'm just going to turn this off now and unplug it. Another option with this audio mixer is you have this headset area here. We did talk about it a little bit at the beginning in terms of if you plug your earphones into this jack, it will turn this other jack off. In the same way, if you have a headset microphone and you plug it in there, it will disable this XLR output, but you will still have the gain, compression, effects, and level settings that you can use for that headset microphone as well. So that does give you more flexibility. If you're really into gaming, you have a headset mic that you like, you can plug it straight into there, no problem at all. I hope this video has been helpful. I think we did cover everything that there is to cover about this audio mixer. If you do want to see more videos about this audio mixer, we are producing a whole series. So if you want to see a whole live streaming setup with a couple laptops here, we're going to do that. We're going to do this mixer setup with all kinds of different microphones. So if you want to see what your microphone would sound like with this audio mixer, we'll do that as well. If you do have any questions that weren't covered in this video, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Again, if you do want pricing or specs for anything that you've seen in this video, we have a pile of links down in the description below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.